This is the Eumig P8D, and its place in history is more important than you think. This little projector was Eumig's new projector, introduced in 1967 and was made for only 2 years, being replaced in 1969 by the Mark 501. However, mechanically this represents a new era in making silent film projectors that lasted up until 1980. Let's start with a bit of history. The P8 was introduced in 1954 and had a really long production run until 1967. The P8 was a revolutionary machine and many times updated, but after 12 years it was just too much outdated and needed a successor. This became the P8 Dual, a brand new type of projector built in a form that set the standard for the 500 and 600 series in the years to come. First of all, this was, as the name suggests, a dual projector, meaning you can play both regular 8 and Super 8 film. In 1965, Super 8 film was introduced and started to replace the older regular 8 film. The main design challenge came from the motor, as I have pointed out in the 610 video. Eumig projectors used a shaded pole motor. They started using these in around 1965 with a Mark 8 projector, probably because it was a maintenance-free motor as it is brushless. But it is low in power. Therefore, linking the motor directly to the main shaft in the traditional way resulted in a non-running projector, as the motor simply couldn't start the mechanism. This problem was solved by letting the motor run free as soon as the mains was connected and then tilt the motor to a rubberized disc, so the motor has momentum enough to start the machine. This system can be found in all of the Mark 700 and 800 projectors and in another version in the 900 projectors. This system was adopted into the P8D, but instead of tilting the motor, it has two little wheels placed between the motor and the shutter. Going forward or backward, it pushes one or both wheels into contact with the motor and shutter and it starts to run. The wheels are lined with a tiny belt, almost like a tire. Now, after 55 years, it often still works, but there are no replacement wheels. The problem with this system is that it is very sensitive to pressure and a small change will result in a malfunction. There are many springs, bushes and plates that need adjusting to have the projector running right. And if you want to lubricate the projector and you spill a little drop on one of the wheels, nothing works and everything needs cleaning. When playing the film backwards, the motor spins in the same direction as in the forward setting, but the mechanics reverse. This system was quickly abandoned and the successor of this projector had the spring dampened pulley. There are some other details I want to point out. First, the color scheme. It is brown and tan, and this is the only model Eumig ever made in these colors. Second, the handlebar. It features the type plate of the projector, and after this model Eumig never used it on Eumig branded projectors anymore. But they did use it on the review models they made for Quelle in different colors. The lamp is the ever impractical 8V 50W bulb type lamp and has a lifespan of only about 25 hours. It is nowadays more difficult or expensive to find. It was also the first projector with the feature of fast rewinding the film with the film still in the gate. I want to add another footnote to this video. If you store this projector, make sure the main switch is in the vertical position. I noticed when I took this projector out of the shelves, this switch was standing in this position, and that means it has been standing like this for years, and it means the two rubber rolls are constantly pushing against the shutter roll, and that probably means it's now destroyed. Let's demonstrate what happens. Forward. It doesn't run. Reverse. It does run, but it's loud. This means, probably by my own fault, I have destroyed this projector. It now needs 2 new tires, but these tires aren't available. So, top tip, store it with the main switch in this position and not in this position. Okay, now back to the working projector. And now it's time to watch a film. Bye! If you have questions or need a manual for this projector or any other projector, you can contact me on Instagram. And if you want such a projector for yourself, you can check out my Etsy store for fully serviced film projectors.